I want to ask you in terms of, Fulcrum operates largely in the IT engineering digital transformation services space. Having said that, the IT services model in recent years, with the rapid emergence and adoption of newer technologies like AI, ML, uh, you know, and quantum computing, which has been largely, accepted and adopted by businesses. So how has that kind of, impacted or changed the IT services model overall with this new technologies coming in?
Absolutely. See, if you look at the DNA of Fulcrum, it has been built on the DNA of innovation. So we always brought in every era new technologies to our customers, right? That has been the core foundation. Um, we call it a Fulcrum 5.0. So when we were 1.0 and 2.0, we were working on web technologies, portal, content management, social analytics. Then we moved into building platforms for education sector. We built a company called Culinary Digital, which is a SaaS platform, and started selling product in the market. Then we built Fulcrum One platform, which is a low code, no code platform. So while we were doing engineering services, we ventured into accelerators and pricing the accelerators and then launching a separate product. So we have been having a hybrid approach all this while. And then in 2023, we built our RISE platform, which is agentic AI platform. So we have now 3 years matured that platform. So it has given us a little maturity in this market. Now, what has happened, what trends we are seeing now is build versus buy, right? So certainly companies are building their legacy applications, modernizing it, still running their day-to-day business with that. But all the newer applications and new opportunities, that's coming through a product versus build approach. So if they have 100 initiatives in the market, we find that customers are open to buy rather than build, right? So the trends are changing. So that means more and more customers are willing to adopt outcome-based pricing model, SaaS-based pricing model. And if it works, then they just want to continue on that, or SaaS, which gets converted into services. So they want to use SaaS model for a year. And if they want to continue, they can continue, or they convert that into AI engineering services in-house, right? So then they will have some agents licensed from us, and then they would like to continuously build more agents with our AI engineering services on a TNM model basis.
So, just taking further to what you elaborated, my question would be, so when we look at, say, 10 years back or 15 years back, the entire IT outsourcing model, where the IT companies were running the back end of the entire enterprises. So has that changed now? You said, you buy or rather than build. So a lot of things, component would be in-house, or multiple vendors would be available. How does this dynamics or the metrics, or comes into picture when it comes from a customer point?
Yeah, so now customers have so many choices with AI agentic players, and all the large companies, product players have also got the AI fabric inside their platform. So customers have many choices now, right? Instead of relying on engineering services. And but in reality, there are two things happening. One, the core businesses, they are still running the way it is running, right? So we still have 80-90% of our engineering services building the big banks and financial companies engineering services going on, right? So, if you work with the large payment providers, we are building a payment platforms. If you're working for insurance companies, you have to work on their claim system, policy management system is still their core business. We are not disrupting that. Policy management system gets disrupted, and that will be totally new AI agentic platform for policy management. That's not happening. But you are building innovation on the top of policy management system. You are building innovation on the top of their existing platform system. So if we are a company who have built their platforms and is still managing and running it, they are not asking us to stop doing that. Otherwise, their core business will get impacted. But then they are telling us that if you have to build the anti-money laundering tracker, instead of building a custom application there, build an AI agent on the top of it. Or let me buy the AI agent on the top of it from some other vendor, right? So now there is a competition for us also, and customers have choices too, right? So the market dynamics are changing because when you have more suppliers with variety of tools, customers get choices, and in the end, customers will be only selective that people who understands their business will able to implement better innovation,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And so it's a challenging market. The survival of the fittest, who has got the best tool will succeed, and best strategy will succeed, not just the tool plus strategy.
So what is Fulcrum's overall approach in terms of its services offerings towards enterprise customers, given the today's AI era, and also how has company geared up to serve this newer set of customers with their unique business requirements, and amid changing the overall tech scenario or environment, how are you gearing up, or what is the overall approach with this changes happening?
Yeah. So when we go to our customers today, talk one thing, but we walk the talk, right? And the way we do it is we have our own Rise platform. So when our sales guys they go and try to sell it, instead of selling services, understanding their problem definition and giving proposal, if it is a finance company, we start to showcase them. There's hundreds of AI agents which we have built in, and we say that, hey, are you trying to innovate building your platform with XYZ AI agent to mature their journey so that you can compete in the market, right? They said, yes, I have been thinking about invoice reconciling. I've been thinking about instant credit score. I'm glad that you have a Fulcrum ready to deploy agents. Can I see how it works, right? So then we can send one of these tools to them and they can upload the data, they can run the LLM based report, and they can see it before they decide to buy it or build it in-house. And not only in finance, but in insurance, e-commerce. So insurance, if you go, we have policy insight agent. So we have matured in the last 3 years, growing our domain-centric AI agentic journey for different industries. And we can show the people that, hey, did you want to have a live customer support agent, AI agent built for you? They'll say yes. Is that what you are thinking like this? They say yes. Then we give this tool to play around, and that way it's more of a product route and they are getting to see these things in-house. And that is different than what the way we used to sell earlier, right? Because market has changed. Now you show the product, help them visualize how the solution will look like before they build it, is a product centric service offering. Then traditional service offering where they will give you the requirement, you understand what they need versus what they want, and then build the solution approach, and then give the proposal based on the sprint plan and a TNM plan or the outcome based model. And that's your service offering, right? And they used to take a decision on it. Now they want to see the product, they want to feel it, believe in it, and then they want us to build it for them or they want to buy your tool from you.
Okay. And what's the major significance of FDE Rise platform for the company and the role it's playing at this particular juncture, where organizations and enterprises are strongly banking on AI agents as well as, agentic AI?
Yeah, so if you look at it, our AI agentic platform has matured. So our Rise platform operates like this. So if I show it to you, the left-hand side, what you see here is the building block for building an agentic journey. So there are 5 components what we suggest every business would need to build a good AI agent and mature on that journey, right? The first is building the compute security infrastructure inside. The second one is the data layer, because LLMs and AI only understands a vector database to give the good result. So we get the data organized. The third layer is the problem cannot be just solved by one LLM. So it has to be the orchestration of multiple LLMs. That's where the RISE comes into picture, because it orchestrates every kinds of LLM inside their premises within their firewalls, so that the data doesn't go out and it becomes private LLM for them. And then it has to connect with a new business goal they have, business objective they have. So that business goal and objective has to integrate with their existing systems, because when companies build their agents, it builds on their data, on their product, in their environment. So it has to connect with many systems which they have built it over the period of time. So AI agent has to integrate. If they have SAP, it will integrate with SAP. If they have a Salesforce, it will integrate with Salesforce. So things like that. Then the business agent will start to work, and it will integrate with the agents, with the legacy systems they have. And then to integrate all of them, you require a integration server, which is AI agentic server, MCP protocol, MCP servers, which will, you know, build as a connector to exchange the data, right? So these are the building blocks to build the agents. And then what you see on the right-hand side is agentic journey. So companies first they build the level one agent, more like a conversational AI agent, customer service agent. Then they started building an AI agent for business process, replacing the human to do the job. So they can replace 4 or 5 people from marketing. They can replace people from finance and do those jobs through the agentic journey. So today, that's the era we all are living in, where people are looking at core business functions and replacing that with the agent, right? The layer three is the advanced autonomous AI agent, where you put like 10 AI agents together, it becomes a super agent, and they continuously mature on their own to do the job effectively with minimal human intervention, right? You still want to give the human in the loop so that you can still control and put the governance there. But the logic is agent will mature on its own, right? That's autonomous AI agent, quantum AI agent. It's going to work on edge devices, embodied AI. So all those are happening in level three. But I would suggest most of the companies are not at level three. They are at level two today. And that's where they're experimenting and building more and more. Level 4 is more like AGI, general intelligence, and level 5 is artificial super intelligence, which is above than the human intelligence, right? So those layers will come in future, but as of now, we need to play the game between level 2 to level 3 with most of the companies, you know.
Okay. And one thing is what we are seeing, enterprises are adopting, investing in a lot of these kind of newer technologies. So, from Fulcrum perspective, or companies who are operating in this particular space, what kind of potential business and growth opportunities it brings to the table? What kind of potential you see for company for your company here?
So two biggest opportunities. One, when we used to work with, say, large bank insurance company, becoming their preferred vendor used to take longer time, right? But now with having this RISE platform ready to deploy agents, because if the business guys they like it, onboarding as a vendor becomes much more faster. Still, there is a process and things like that, but at least we can become vendor much faster. Okay, so that creates one opportunity. The second one is once you have built the credibility with one or two agent, you accelerate much faster, because then after that the confidence is built. They want to build 5, 10, 20 more things with you, right? So they want to accelerate faster. Examples I will give it to you, like one of the large insurance company in India, in Mumbai, they are life insurance company. They have like 4,000 insurance agent. So we are building their AI agentic journey in life insurance, where we are building a sales insurance agent, right? Their current human sales agent, they are 10th graduate, 12th passed. Many of them have not even graduated. So those skilled people, when they go and try to sell the right insurance policies, they are not well educated about the insurance product. So we are enabling with the intelligent sales agent, which will have a voicing agent connected with this human. So when that person goes with the AI agent to sell to the consumers, they can give more knowledgeable information to the customer when they meet. And then chances are very good likelihood that the customer will be well informed customer, will able to select the right product and take a decision much faster. So that will help these insurance companies sell insurance policies much faster, and they will grow better, right? Otherwise, junior sales guys, they go collect the information, then they go to regional office, bring the data back to the consumers. The sales cycle goes a little longer, and experience for that customer is not good. So today AI can shorten the cycle, get all the information. It's all powered by LLM. So you can ask English like queries. You can even speak in an English language, and it will start giving you relevant information on the spot, as if a senior sales manager is sitting next to them.
Yeah. And also, while this particular space is massive in terms of potential for companies like Fulcrum and many other players, but can you bit talk about the key challenges and risk factors that you encounter or you deal with both internally as well as externally with your customers or industry per se?
Good one, good question. So, so one of the common challenge from the customer side is they want 100% accurate result from LLM. And a lot of time goes in explaining to them that LLM will never give you 100% accurate result. Then they say we cannot adopt AI journey. I need 100% accurate result. So a lot of time goes into explaining to them benefits of LLM, generative AI, how it works. It works with probabilistic method, meaningful information. The data structure is a vector data structure, unlike traditional RDBMS structure where data is in rows and columns and they will get accurate result. So, so then they say, okay, if it's 80%, they cannot deliver to their business, so they need close to 100%. So how they can achieve that goal? So that's when our internal technical challenges comes in, right? Then we go to our internal people, then our technology people, they will use RAG method, better reinforcement learning. um, then they demystify this AI model into subsets. They don't use some features from ChatGPT or Llama or some other things. They use some tools which we have built it in house, and then integrate it with LLM, because that's when it start producing 100% accurate result. Because if you rely totally on LLM, results are not 100% accurate. So it has to be some more Python language, AI language you have to write to make it accurate result, right? So those are the challenges which comes in from our internal team. Um, and continuous maturity on this model, right? The way RAG was done 6 months ago, it is different today. The way reinforcement learning was done in the past is different today. So our team has to continuously learn and fine tune it, and then keep writing new lines of Python code to mature the platform, right? So that's our internal struggle. There is another internal challenge we have is, as a product, we have built a good product. But when we go to the business unit, so we have a separate business unit for insurance, for finance, for manufacturing, retail, logistics. So when my product engineering guys give the knowledge to my implementation team, that same level of knowledge is not there internally, right? The engineering guys have a very higher knowledge of AI and a platform, and implementation guys understand it, but they don't have that level of depth. So training them internally becomes a challenge, because if they are not well trained, then we will not able to scale fast enough, right? It will be a little slower progress. So that's the internal challenge we have.
Okay. And do you see on the kind of external side with a lot of regulation, whether country-wise or industry per se, do you need to kind of build in the compliance and a lot of regulation, a lot of talk has been going on, so do you also have to deal with that aspect? Because when you are serving multiple customers in different regions, so how is that challenge?
Yeah. So the two sides of it, right? So countries wide, there will be a tighter regulation, loose regulations, but doesn't matter. We assume that eventually every country will have a very tight regulation. There is no way you can tamper with the data and security lapses and governance, right? So from day one, when the problem gets identified for building an AI agent, the security and governance policies gets built before even gets into the development, right? At the business objective level itself. It means, okay, who are going to be the users of this AI agent? Number one, where it is going to be hosted, who all have a data access, how the data training is happening, will the data going out from premises, internal premises to external premises. All these things are thought through in the beginning when the engine is getting configured inside the company, right? And then when we integrate with their existing system, then LLM becomes SLM, small language model. It's no longer large language model. And that's when you try to put all the levels of security and governance so that if tomorrow any auditors or regulator comes in, we will be in a position to explain to them the data privacy, the data security, the internal maturity of AI agentic journey, and how everything is appearing secured. So it doesn't matter. Today, Europe can be the most regulated and governed entity, but in future, US might be also the same level of governance, right? So we don't need to wait for US to catch up. We just need to go with stricter policies from day one, So that's how we believe in building the AI agent for the customers today.
Okay. Lastly, going into 2026, how do you see your approach, or what's your business goals or strategy into the new year, with now, to an extent there is a lot of maturity in understanding adoption of AI. So how you are seeing the next year, how you're planning the business plans and strategy for the company?
Good. So the way we are looking at is that earlier when we build our strategy for growth, we looked at number of customers whom we are going to add, number of X number of large accounts, mid-size account, number of employees who are going to be supporting those accounts. But the new parameters on which we are measuring ourselves, the add-on to that is how many more new agents we are adding to those large accounts, how many new more agents we are adding every day to our customers, right? So agents become another measurement for our growth. The second is today we ourselves are consuming AI technology for a vibe coding. So today we are now reaching to a level where we are 25 to 30% of code optimization by AI tool rather than human doing the coding, right? So that 30% gives us a 30% cost advantage to us, right? With the vibe coding. So that we want to take it to 30% to 50% with AI adoption with technical coding. That's step one. Step two, we need to do AI adoption. We need to incorporate AI into all our business function, finance, marketing, sales. So every department has either our existing product RISE or they have bought some third-party tools from the market which they thought is the right product to implement to reduce the time. So every department is using AI tool, which we will just be doubling down and continuously improve the AI adoption. That's our internal growth. And with the customers, with the landscape, what we have is we are bringing much effective SaaS pricing because what is expensive today is going to become cheaper tomorrow. So if some customers come to us who cannot afford to buy the tool what we build today, they will be in a position to buy 6 months down the line because we'll give them the older technology to adopt if they don't have the budget. So that way we can increase the market share much faster. And there might be some people who are willing to go an expensive technology, which is latest and greatest, which will solve many more problems for them than one problem. So we are able to create two types of customers for us so that we have a better market penetration, better go-to-market strategy for us to grow. So SaaS model of selling is the new way of growth strategy for us. For that, we have to do internal training to all our delivery people, finance people, legal people, because everybody has to understand that the contracts are going to change, the way we invoice and price it with the customers are changing, the way we sell that changes, to salespeople. So a lot of internal training, grooming, so that new strategy can be adopted by everyone.
And from Fulcrum perspective, do you see any change in terms of your human capital going with the how the trends are emerging around the world and in certain verticals? Are you seeing hiring would come down, or you want to reduce? Because a lot of companies we have been hearing recently, who are reducing their workforce with the AI. So what's your take, or how is your view on this particular, on the human capital front and skills, and how is that shaping up?
For us, we are bullish. And why? Because we are seeing the more demand in the market for us, because more customers are asking for AI development, AI engineering. So it's not reducing for us. We are not just cutting down the human and adding more AI agent to deliver more. We need more human, and we also need more AI adoption inside our company, right? So together we are able to solve more client problems. So that's happening. So we still have a very aggressive target of hiring 800 to 900 people next year. So while you are hiring the bodies, then we also have a goal of adding another 400 500 AI agents on the top of it, right? So you add number of people and you also add agent. So you are delivering more value in the market uh, without reducing the headcount, right? And why the number of people required? Because technology can be optimized by AI tool, but business domain cannot be optimized. You still need people who knows finance or payment domain to roll out new products inside that domain. You need more insurance domain expert who understands policy management, claim systems. Those are very focused domain knowledge. That's not changing with AI coming in. Domain continues to become deeper and stronger. They come up with a new business ideas which they were not able to imagine before. It means you need more domain centric and more AI technology centric people to reimagine those problems. So you still need humans, because AI today is not ready yet to think and have like human intelligence to imagine new financial product or new value creation for the customers, right? Still human has to do that. So you need those kind of people. So yeah, the shift is you don't have to hire too many technical programmers, but you can hire more business analysts, you can hire more technical analysts, you can hire more technical implementers, right? But still software engineering is not changing. Software engineering requires business requirement, design, architecture, software coding, testing, deployment, production ready. This is software cycle. So in software cycle, you can reduce the time of software coding, which is fine. Reduce the software coding, but you still need to do the requirement gathering, right? AI tool can accelerate your requirement gathering, but still you need to do that phase. You still need to do the testing. AI tools can automate the testing, but you have to do testing. You have to put the production release. Then people are going to use it. So software engineering as a subject is not changing. The time to deliver is changing. The functionality is changing. It's like building a house. Earlier, you were building brick by brick wall house. Now you have ready-made walls, ready-made kitchens. So that's why the AI tool does. You plug that in, but end of the day, you need to know it's your house and you need to engineer it. AI tool will give you a nice kitchen, but if nice kitchen is not fitted well in the house, then kitchen will not deliver the purpose. So that's what still human engineering business objective has to be governed through human, while AI can give you all the bells and whistles which used to take longer time in building, but you got to stitch it together to make a nice house.
With that, we are done, and we'll wrap this conversation, Rajesh.
I hope I could answer. I hope I didn't go so technical deep for you.
No, 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 because I try to keep it in a in a balanced way. You know,
Yeah, okay.
rather than to be to technical jargons, you need to go and try to look for what those terms would be. So I try to balance in a way which would be understandable by both
Yeah.
technical as business people. So thank you so much for taking time for this particular call, and all the best.